Just bright enough. There we go. All right, hello. It's me, Queen Sensitivity, and today I will be covering many things. This is going to be more general, but it is going to be a pick a card because I did see in my mind's eye that I'm doing a pick a card today, but I just have a lot of stuff to cover, I guess. So it's going to be very organic, very the spur of the moment. But I do want to emphasize fun and like this idea of like magic happening now, miracles happen now, kind of blueprint. So first, I think I'm going to start by getting oracle cards. My ears were just like clogged up. So I went ahead and posted on my story. So if you're watching this on June 28th, then you'll see my little video of me in my bikini getting ready to go to the pool. That was the first time I swam yesterday in about 2 years. And me having a lot of connection to water with me being a Scorpio rising, and then also just my many connections to mermaids, I feel like that was kind of like a huge thing for me. I love water, but I just didn't used to go for many reasons, but I'm so glad that I got the chance to go. If there is anybody watching this who lives in the United States and who has a local YMCA, they have day passes where you can go swim at their facility for free for 3 different times. So if you want to do a little break like that, that should be available to you. All right, Spirit, getting a message for the collective. But yeah, I was guided by Spirit for the longest time to just take off work and just enjoy my day. But I didn't do it because I was like, I need the money, the little money that I make. I need it in order to like have the little luxuries in my life. But I will say that it was definitely worth it. Spirit kept canceling my work anyways, like with the power outages, and I would just be off the schedule. So I was already being tossed out anyways. But this was the first day that I did it intentionally ahead of time. And so I was able to plan out my day. And I specifically just did my best to like not work. Because the thing about being one of the people like me, being one of the light workers, it's not like a 9 to 5. It's not one of those jobs you click in, click out. You're basically constantly working. Like that's how I felt and how I often feel. And that can lead to a feeling of being really unappreciated when you're constantly sharing and delivering these very wise messages straight from Spirit, constantly giving out hope and instruction sets to people, and it's like you don't get paid for that. But I do want to say thank you so much for the person who donated to me. Thank you so much. That was the first donation that I have ever gotten, and I am super duper grateful. Thank you so much, because there needs to be reciprocity. If you are interested in donating, there's a link in the description box below. And also thank you for all the people who've ever gotten any sort of reading from me. Thank you so much. I do want to let everybody know that I do still have sensitivity kits, which are my lowest priced spiritual readings because they are general. They aren't general messages, but they are channeled messages that I wrote in advance. But the people who have purchased them so far have said that they felt like personal readings. And I even did one for myself, and it felt very personal. And it comes with a list of zodiac signs as well as a playlist list. And in those playlists can have meanings upon their own. So yeah, those are just $22. You can DM me on Instagram or email me if you're interested in those. I do want to say, I'm being called to say now, you may want to go check out Raw Honey Bliss's channel. I did not plan to say that, but it just came up now. Take what resonates from anybody or anything that I say, and leave anything that doesn't. So the collective energy we have today is Inner Earth. You'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings. So for me, if y'all have watched my and now there's a garbage truck outside. If y'all have watched my Africans video, as well as my video called Magic Around the Corner, then you know that I've been talking a lot about comparing myself to other people, this feeling of comparison, and also this feeling of like being kind of jealous of what other people have. Spirit is saying you'll survive this. I feel like this is a very important phase, at least for me, in terms of clearing out stuff and moving on to the next chapter or storyline. But I also feel like if you've been seeing other people like living their best life, or things happening for them, they're finally getting a job, or they finally got a partner that they can trust and that they love, or they got some kind of opportunity to travel, or they can afford to travel, then like those are signs that magic is happening for you. And I feel like it was also a huge sign for me to kind of adjust my perspective, because I was still, and I probably still do, but I was still in a kind of like lack mentality where I felt like, you know, I don't have this opportunity, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have this. You get so caught up in focusing on the things that you don't have that you forget the things that you do have. Like, I do have the ability to take off work. I do have the ability to schedule a day for just me, because even when I was off, because I'm usually off on the weekends, I would still be so focused on trying to be productive for my career and also for my own abundance. I was always looking for some sort of way, like, what can I do now to give something and to do something? But yesterday, just being in the moment and not doing anything for the sake of being productive, but only doing things for joy, really shifted me in a great way. And so I feel like with this kind of view of like coming out of the cave and into this very huge kind of world, 707, I saw 606 as well. With that 0 is like the wiped slate. Also white, I don't know, wiped slate in between these two. 6 is the number of love, so new beginnings in love. And then 7 is spirit's number, so new revelations about your own spirit and developing your sense of, or expanding your sense and your connection with your higher self, I feel is the message for the collective today. Also, with it being inner earth, is this feeling of like going inside of you to see the abundance that you already have. That is a huge message that I got for myself, and now I'm passing it along to you. I keep getting different messages. By the way, there will probably be like part 1 and part 2 to this video. I don't know if there will be a part 3, but just in case, make sure you go look out for that, because I don't feel like editing and stuff. I don't feel like it's necessary. And here we have, you're not for everyone, embrace your weirdness, face your true north. So this is another topic that I really wanted to talk about, because it's something that I've struggled with my whole life. Because I don't know, I always thought, because that's what I've been shown in like movies and books and different stories, not all, but in general, and for a good part, the majority, like I was like, okay, when I go to college, I'll find this group of people and we'll be friends for life. And then that did not happen. I literally, my college dinner was just like, I had 2 friends that showed up, and then by like the August after I graduated, I was no longer, August or September, I was no longer like talking to either of those people anymore. My whole life, I've kind of really struggled with keeping close friends, people close to me, but I do feel like there is a need to like reframe how I think about that. Because I am so fiery, and I've said this before, one of the things that I'm here to do is to trigger people and to make them aware of themselves, especially with how empathic I am and my clairsentience and claircognizance. I just pick up on stuff, I just know things. And another thing about me is that I'm a truth speaker. Like it's something that I definitely know has been passed down through my ancestry, but I cannot hold back. When I feel like it's time to say something, then it's time to say something. And that while I do have compassion and I try my best to, you know, speak from a place of compassion and consideration of the other person, I also feel like there's times when things just need to be said straight to the point with no BS around it. And that, as you can imagine like people reacting to that. And so I've struggled my whole life with like getting friends, and like especially like the last 3 years I've been very isolated. And even when I've tried to like and I have tried many times to get friends and to become friends and to become close with people in my 3D reality, something always happens where they have to be out of my life. Either they make me feel uncomfortable and I get signs from my spirit guides, like I did with after college, to release them from my life. Like it's a terrible feeling and I have to get rid of them. Or something will happen where they cannot contact me. I've had it where we were literally supposed to meet up and hang out, and the next day their phone broke. And they like their phone just completely broke. I've had it where somebody had like a medical emergency and like stuff blow up in their family where they no longer have the energy to like entertain, like, you know, friends and stuff like that. Like I've just had things happen many times where like it's like very intentional. And I feel like that if you've experienced this is a card to kind of rephrase that. I reframe it as I am very special and I have a very specific mission here that requires me to have a lot of time to myself, especially in terms of my energetic field, to not have people around it. I do feel, and I hope you feel this way about yourself too, that it is a privilege to be around me, especially in the physical, because I am a healer. I naturally heal other people. I also have a high vibration. You know, even when I'm sad, I still have this light about me where I'm very attractive to people, and I am able to make people feel better just by being around me. And so if I'm not careful and if I'm not paying attention, those people can really drain me and I'll end up taking on their problems. So like I said, it's a privilege to be around me. And so this is a way that you can reframe it, is by embracing that part of you that keeps creating these sorts of situations, because they are intentional, I feel, you know, if it's related to you, and they are divinely guided. Okay? Pile 1. Wait, before I do that, I need to go ahead and let you choose piles. But I just felt so drawn. Okay, so pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. So just pretend, do I have like something I can like write on real quick? Let's do these. I'm just going with the flow, because one of my things is I like to like see when I choose piles. I'm not very good at like, what's it called? Like picking just from the description box. I told you this was gonna be really organic. Okay, just cleanse. Okay, pile 1, please. Thank you, Spirit. So sweet. Woo, these are coming out so quick. It's very quick. Okay, here you go. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And there will be the little links in the description. I won't be lazy about that. I'll have it in there. Okay, let's make sure I put these down the right way. So pile 1, you have the card is my soul knows the truth, my mind lies. And you have this little moon here. And let's see what's the message for saying the shuffle. But I feel like there's something about you where you kind of like me, or like all of us, where you know you're supposed to do something or take some sort of risk. You might be seeing the number 43 or 33 or 34. You know you're supposed to do something, but you keep like trying to use logic to get out of it. You could be a divine masculine, or like have a lot of masculine, you know, energy about you. Pile number 1, please. we got the Ace of Cups to come out. Bottom of the deck is the High Priestess. Are these upside down? The High Priestess, which is very beautiful. I don't think I've often gotten this card from this dragon deck. So again, I do feel like you have like there's this emphasis on your divine masculine, whether or not you are a man or a woman or non-binary. Everybody has some masculine in them, but I feel like right now what's being emphasized is your masculine side. It's time for you to take some sort of action. The divine feminine has been like often in the masculine kind of energy because she, in terms of energy, has had to be, because divine masculine wasn't showing up. And I feel like it's time for you to show up in your divine masculine suit. If this has something to do with another person, like coming forward to them, especially with this Ace of Cups representing like emotional vulnerability, or being like guided by spirit to open up and emotionally or vulnerably to somebody, confession of love or some sort of truth needs to be shared, especially with the Ace representing like the hand of God, angelic involvement. If you've been saying green a lot, that's the heart chakra. You need to confess your heart. If you've been stalling about this or like doubting yourself or, like I said, making excuses, I'm seeing the color green on this beach towel that I have. It's like, let's say you go to the beach, but then you play it safe at the beach. Like you stay on the sand the whole time, or when you go in, you just dip your toes in. You need to be all in about something. Spirit is really asking you to like come forward, especially this is an action of emotion. You need to show something, reveal something having to do with your emotions. Maybe I'll go back. I don't know. You need to reveal something having to do with your emotions. With this earth here and then the yin yang symbol, it's this feeling of like you think that you can run from having to share this by busying yourself in the matrix world, but the yin yang, that feeling of being drawn to another person, whoever this is, romantic or otherwise, it's going to be everywhere. You cannot run from this connection. You cannot run from this task that you have to face. And I feel like if you don't face it with these two cards, Four of Wands and then Nine of Coins, Nine of Pentacles, and Four of Wands. Nine of Pentacles is like that waiting energy, waiting for something to come into fruition. And the Four of Wands is that marriage, divine union card, and balance. It's four is a number of like grounding, like a earthy grounding something. And then with the fire being the wands of passion. So grounding that passion and making these things that you've planted and planned come into fruition. That is something that you are tasked with and not the divine feminine. I don't know if that's something that you were ever even considering, but that's something like the other person or the divine feminine even within yourself is not the one meant to do the effort or come forward or give you some sort of sign. You are supposed to take the risk and make it happen. I apologize if I sound very harsh, but it's just because I have had a lot of frustration with the divine masculine not coming forward. So just please have compassion with yourself. But still, I feel like it's something that needs to be done because this high priestess kind of feels like the magician to me. And I believe the magician is like the divine masculine version of the divine feminine version of the high priestess, if that makes sense. But yeah, like I was thinking about the world, like you try to busy yourself with things in your world, but this keeps coming up. And it's because this whole place, when you have a mission, which all of us do, but you have you have something that you're meant to do while you're here on earth, all of your life is built around that. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like set up in a way that it kind of, you'll keep seeing the same angel numbers, you'll keep seeing the same stuff. And it's because like that's to clarify that this isn't really real in the way that we think it is. But it's for you to do something. You cannot run from spirit. You cannot run from God, which is very apparent in this connection, especially with this Ace of Cups, because spirit is everything. Okay, so that's been your reading. Please do comment, please donate, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much. And I don't know if anybody else is watching this from the other two piles. There's gonna be in the part 2. So see you there.